All right, pet owners, take note. The dog days of summer might be over, but autumn can be risky for your fur family. Here to explain is veterinarian Dr. Rebecca Greenstein. Welcome back to Your Morning.
Thanks for having me.
You are always here with words of wisdom, and fall is no exception of new dangers for our pets to try and avoid.
That's right. So first, we'll talk about leaves. So a classic sign of fall, but there's actually a twofold risk. So there's a lot of plant debris, bark from, let's say, cherry or apple trees that can actually be toxic to dogs if ingested.
Really?
Yeah, and any sort of moldy or rotting debris in the compost pile also can have what are called tremorgenic mycotoxins. So they can cause tremors and a lot of neurological signs. They're really dangerous.
So not just vomiting, but we're talking about more serious issues as well.
Very, very dangerous, yes.
Okay, compost, we've got compost and nuts and mushrooms. What are the risks here?
So acorns for larger animals and foragers are more of a risk, but in dogs, they contain tannins, and those can actually cause vomiting, diarrhea, but the largest risk is obstruction. Same with pine cones, because they're so big and they can cause mechanical irritation. They can get stuck and you might need surgery.
They're also sharp as well.
Exactly. Mushrooms, the majority of them are safe, 99% of them, but it's that 1% that can cause a wide variety of different symptoms.
Okay, you've brought in a compost container, which, by the way, is like the fanciest compost container I've ever seen. What's the risk here?
Again, with mold. So anything decomposing, there's certain types of fungus that can create toxins, and those can cause neurological signs in dogs, sometimes toxic and fatal.
Halloween is coming. Lots of candy kicking around the house. Either, your kids have brought it home or you're getting ready for Halloween. Risks of chocolate we know about, but you've brought other candies as well.
So chocolate is a very well-known toxicity, but it's dose dependent. So white chocolate has less of a toxic risk than, let's say, dark chocolate or baker's chocolate. But we have a famous case around the ER that we used to talk about where someone ate a 50-pack, a dog ate a 50-pack of these types of little candies and then survived the chocolate, and then about a week later obstructed from the 50 cardboard boxes.
Wow.
Yeah, licorice has its own toxicity. It can cause a wide variety of problems, but usually the pure licorice extract. And also gummies can draw a lot of fluid into the gut and cause tummy upset as well.
And very difficult for them to break down and digest.
Yes. Yeah.
Really quickly, Halloween decorations. They're a lot of fun to put up, not so much fun for your fur friend.
That's right. So if you wouldn't give it to a toddler, then don't give it to a pet. But the other risk to remember is anything string-like. So cats are famous for playing with string, and that creates what's called a linear foreign body. So it bunches up all of the intestine and can create a terrible surgical emergency.
Poinsettias, poisonous.
Yes, those are certainly poisonous, but also chrysanthemums. People aren't aware that chrysanthemums can cause GI irritation. It's a non-fatal toxicity, but it's a very important one this time of year.
One that I hadn't heard of before is you have both mothballs and then, of course, antifreeze.
Antifreeze is one of the most dangerous toxins that we have for pets and for people. So a 10-pound dog having a tablespoon of antifreeze, a cat, let's say, having a teaspoon, that's a potentially fatal toxicity, very rapid onset, and although there is an antidote, particularly in dogs, you have to intervene quickly. Call your vet if you even suspect that your dog's gotten into it.
Dr. Greenstein, good to have your information with us this morning.
Thanks for having me.